Excessive belly fat goes by many names. You've got muffin top, beer belly, or my personal favourite, a power belly. Now, no matter what you call it, excessive belly fat can lead to diabetes, heart disease, and many other health problems. It's also clinically proven that a fat belly can lead to serious dips in your testosterone. The studies suggest that your hip to waist ratio, essentially your love handles, can indicate whether your testosterone levels are off or not. Now, this lack of testosterone can make losing weight very difficult because you essentially get stuck in what I call the cycle of softness, as this lack of testosterone basically makes it so that your body holds on to body fat and also makes it significantly harder to lose. But the good news is you can break out of this cycle of softness. Just a few of the changes that we'll cover in this video should help you lose body fat, reverse some of these adverse health effects, and also normalise your testosterone levels. So first things first, you're not going to be able to crunch away that belly fat. You could sit down and do 1,000 sit-ups and develop a core that Leonidas would be proud of, but it's not going to get rid of that belly fat. If anything, it might make it look worse because you're going to have a rock-hard six-pack just pushing out that belly fat further. There's no way to spot reduce fat or choose where on your body that fat's going to drop off. So, what do we need to do to break this cycle of softness? Well, the first thing is that we need to eat a good diet with a slight caloric deficit. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear. You'll want to hear that there's some magic pill that you swallow and all the fat magically disappears, but unfortunately that's not the case. I'm yet another person who's telling you the only way to lose weight is to watch what you shove in your face. So, what's the best diet plan for you? I've said it in previous videos, the best diet plan for you is the one that you will stick to. Up here is a link to the diet plan that I follow. This is around 1,800 calories, and following this diet, I lose between 1 and 2 pounds every week. Now, there's so many diets out there that sometimes it's quite easy to get lost in it all. You've got intermittent fasting, if it fits your macros, OMAD, keto, paleo, carnivore, and all these diets are essentially based on the exact same thing, a calorie deficit. It doesn't matter how you get yours as long as it's there and it's consistent. Personally, I count calories through MyFitnessPal because it gives me the flexibility that I need. I can still eat all the food that I crave as long as I hit my calories for the day. Whichever plan you choose, you need to enjoy the food options provided. Meaning that if you dread the meals or you dread the diet, you're not going to stick with it, you're not going to be able to be consistent. And if you're not consistent, you're not going to be able to achieve your goals. You need to do what works for you. Step 2 is to ensure that you're eating enough protein on a daily basis. Now, the reason for this is threefold. Number 1 is protein stops us from losing lean body mass while on a calorie deficit. Number 2 is that protein has a thermic effect, meaning your body finds it harder to digest protein, which basically means it boosts your metabolism because your body is having to use more calories to digest your food. And number 3 is that protein makes you feel full. Because your body takes so long to digest that protein, your belly is full for longer. Now, I could quite easily eat 1,000 calories of chocolate biscuits, but I couldn't eat 1,000 calories of chicken breast. I couldn't even do half of that, my belly would be full. I'll tell you what, comment below on what foods help you stay full. It's always good to have ideas on how to stop jumping into that snack drawer. And that brings us nicely to step number 3. We need to ensure that we're eating food with lots of volume. Essentially, food that keeps us feeling fuller for longer. So in other words, the food that you eat shouldn't be calorie-dense food like chocolate and ice cream. It should be food that has a very low caloric density, stuff like broccoli and cabbage and other vegetables. Now, I'm not saying eat chicken, rice and broccoli for every single meal, although there is a reason why that is a typical meal for bodybuilders. It keeps you feeling full and its macros are on point. It essentially means you should be eating a portion of protein and then a portion of something bulky that makes you feel fuller for longer and stops you snacking in between meals. Now, the general rule of thumb is that natural unprocessed food will keep you feeling fuller for longer than processed food. Now, a prime example of that is if you eat chicken breast and potatoes, you will stay fuller for longer than eating chicken nuggets and chips, even though realistically, from an ingredients point of view, those two meals are the same. But it's the difference between the processed version and the unprocessed version. And that brings us on to step number 4. Step number 4 is resistance training. Resistance training does amazing things for your body composition. Not only does it increase your muscle mass, but it also increases how many calories you burn throughout the day. And that's because it increases your total daily energy expenditure. Basically, your body uses more energy just to move around because of the increase in mass. This means your body is burning more calories at rest. So even when you're asleep, if you have a very high lean body mass, you are burning more calories than if you had low lean body mass. Now you only have to look at bodybuilders. They probably eat 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day and they maintain less than 10% body fat. But obviously they are one end of the scale, and if you're watching me and my channel, you're probably at the other end of the scale right now. But if you are struggling for the time to do resistance training, I recommend sticking to the big four. The big four are essentially the big compound lifts. They give you the biggest bang for your buck. And those 4 compound lifts are squat, bench press, deadlift, then either a row or a pull-up. Just something to work out your back. And then to complement this routine, I recommend throwing in a little bit of cardio. Now, I'm not asking you to spend hours upon hours upon hours on the treadmill. Just 150 minutes a week of a slightly elevated heart rate. Now personally, I do 10,000 steps a day, but I appreciate not everyone has the time to do that. So just do half an hour walk on a morning or half an hour walk on your lunch break. Just that half an hour will have a big impact on your health. The whole point of this channel is realistic results for the average person. And if that sounds like you, please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bearded Iron out.